Imagine a world where the forces of power are shifting rapidly, where nations redefine their destinies, and where every decision reverberates across continents. This is not just history, it's the story of our lives unfolding now. Today, we delve into the pulse of a transforming global order. From political tremors in the West to the quiet resilience of the East, we witness how the balance of power is being rewritten. What can we learn from this pivotal moment? Let's explore. The U.S. elections recently sent shockwaves across the globe, revealing cracks in the Western narrative of dominance. As leaders reposition themselves, Moscow's firm stance challenges pressures from the West, advocating dialogue grounded in mutual respect. Simultaneously, other significant global shifts unravel: Germany's political turbulence, the debate over Ukraine's path to peace, and the resumption of age-old conflicts. Amid this chaos, there's a counterweight: China's steady, constructive rise. At the heart of this story is China's incredible journey, 75 years since its revolution, a milestone many thought impossible. Its evolution from one of the world's poorest nations to a thriving upper-middle-income country defies expectations and challenges Western economic orthodoxy. Despite global skepticism about its economy and political model, China has charted its own course, prioritizing collective progress and adaptive governance. Central to China's resilience is its governance system, which combines strategic state leadership with market tools. Unlike Western models dominated by private interests, China's approach places people at the core. Over decades, it has transformed crises into opportunities, addressing inequalities and uplifting entire regions. Where others see challenges, China crafts solutions, from rural development initiatives to innovative housing policies. This contrasts starkly with the West. For instance, during economic crises, China acts to protect its citizens and ensure equitable development, while Western policies often leave ordinary people vulnerable. China's response to housing and economic challenges highlights its focus on collective well-being, emphasizing stability and long-term growth. But the global implications extend beyond economics. The rise of China and the increasing collaboration among nations like Russia signal a move towards a multipolar world. The question is no longer whether such a world will emerge, but what shape it will take. Will it prioritize mutual prosperity and peace, or will it remain entangled in old rivalries? As the U.S. grapples with unpredictability and shifting alliances, China offers a vision of steadiness. It challenges us to rethink the narrative of global leadership, not as a zero-sum game, but as a collective effort for shared progress. This vision reflects deeply rooted values of harmony and cooperation, echoing ancient philosophies that still resonate today. In this transformative era, we stand at a crossroads. The choices we make now will shape not just nations, but the very fabric of humanity's future. So, as we navigate this landscape, let's ask ourselves, how can we build a world that works for all? This is not just a discussion, it's an invitation to dream bigger and act bolder. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel these pressing global dynamics and envision a path forward. Together, we can explore solutions, challenge conventional wisdom, and create a world where everyone thrives. To truly grasp the magnitude of these changes, we must examine the competing visions for our world. On one side, we see an entrenched system led by the United States, built on a history of dominance, neoliberal policies, and market manipulation that prioritize short-term gains for a few over long-term stability for the many. This system has led to economic inequality, environmental degradation, and a global order teetering on the edge of fragmentation. On the other side, China presents a starkly different model, emphasizing shared prosperity and a collective approach to global challenges. Its focus on infrastructure development, poverty alleviation, and multilateral cooperation is redefining what leadership means in the 21st century. This isn't just about economic growth. It's about shaping a world where nations collaborate to uplift one another rather than compete for supremacy. Take, for example, China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. While criticized in the West, the BRI has connected dozens of countries through trade, investment, and infrastructure projects. In regions long neglected by Western powers, this initiative has sparked new opportunities for development. It's a vision of globalization that prioritizes connectivity and mutual benefit, a counter-narrative to the extractive relationships often seen in Western-led globalization. Yet, this shift is not without its challenges. China's model faces criticism and skepticism, especially from those invested in maintaining the status quo. The Western narrative often frames China's policies as threats rather than alternatives, a reflection of deeper anxieties about the potential decline of U.S. hegemony. These criticisms, however, fail to recognize the adaptability and resilience embedded in China's approach, a system designed to evolve with the times and respond to both internal and external pressures. Meanwhile, the United States finds itself at a critical juncture. The unpredictable rhetoric of leaders like Trump, with threats of tariffs and sanctions, signals a reactive rather than proactive stance in global affairs. This unpredictability is not only unsettling for allies, but also opens opportunities for nations like China and Russia to deepen their partnerships and carve out new spheres of influence. Consider the recent shifts in U.S.-China relations. While sanctions and trade wars dominate headlines, the ripple effects of these actions reveal deeper vulnerabilities in the U.S. economy. Its reliance on global supply chains, its deindustrialization, and its increasing disconnect from the realities of a multipolar world. The U.S.'s combative stance may temporarily appease domestic political agendas, but it risks alienating allies and diminishing its global standing in the long term. As Europe navigates its own crossroads, caught between U.S. pressures and its economic interdependence with China, new alliances are beginning to form. Germany and other European nations are reevaluating their ties, seeking a balance that safeguards their interests while acknowledging the new realities of global power dynamics. This recalibration could mark the beginning of a more independent Europe, one that chooses pragmatism over ideological alignment. In this evolving landscape, the real question becomes, what kind of global order do we want to build? Will it be one defined by competition, division, and the pursuit of narrow national interests? Or can it be a world shaped by cooperation, inclusivity, and a shared vision for humanity's future? China's emphasis on harmony, rooted in its cultural and historical philosophies, offers a framework for this shared vision. Concepts like common prosperity and a shared future for mankind aren't just slogans. They are guiding principles that challenge us to rethink how nations interact and what global leadership truly means. As these stories unfold, one thing becomes clear. The stakes have never been higher. The decisions made today will ripple across generations, shaping not only the political and economic systems we live under, but also the very values we uphold as a global community. This is the time for bold ideas, courageous leadership, and unwavering commitment to a more equitable world. The path ahead is uncertain, but it is also full of promise. Together, let us explore these possibilities, challenge the old paradigms, and envision a future that belongs to us all. The journey begins now. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. Let's keep this conversation alive. Like, subscribe, and share, because the future we build depends on the voices we elevate today. The story continues, and your voice is an essential chapter.